Our world, shaped by systems of religion, corporate and governmental control, screams one command above all others: more. More money, more followers, more possessions, more achievements. But the ancient writings from 2,500 years ago whisper a dangerous and liberating truth that we will now apply. The greatest danger to our community is not in having too little, but in not knowing when we have enough. The path to our collective ruin is paved not with failure, but with the unchecked success that fuels inequality and enslavement. This is our contribution, our way of using this wisdom to get ourselves out of this mess and support all other efforts also working for the betterment of humanity. In Chapter 9, Lao Tzu tells us, "Fill a bowl to the brim and it will spill. Keep sharpening a blade and it will blunt. Chase money and security and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back. This is the only path to serenity." This chapter is a masterclass in the art of knowing when to stop. Lao Tzu presents us with three devastatingly simple images that reveal a universal law of diminishing returns. A bowl is meant to be filled to a point, but cross that threshold and its utility turns into a mess. A blade must be sharpened, but overdo it and you'll wear away the edge into nothing. These are not just metaphors for objects, they are laws for life. Chase money and security and your heart will never unclench. This is the core of the modern unease. The pursuit itself, when it becomes endless, is a form of a prison. The system wants us to believe that just a little more will finally bring peace. But Lao Tzu reveals this as the ultimate illusion, the horizon that forever recedes as you walk toward it. Similarly, care about people's approval and you will be their prisoner. This is the spiritual equivalent of overfilling the bowl. You pour the essence of your self-worth into the container of others' opinions until it spills over into anxiety and inauthenticity. The solution is not to do nothing, but to understand the cycle. Do your work, then step back. This is the critical, active choice of cessation. It is the point of mastery where you recognize that the final, perfect stroke ruins the painting. Stepping back is not quitting. It is the wisdom that allows your work and you to endure. It is the only path to serenity because it breaks the addictive cycle of more. This sacred principle of enough is a universal pillar of sustainable wisdom. In Stoicism, the concept of the golden mean is central. The virtuous life is one of balance between excess and deficiency. A Stoic seeks what is sufficient and excellent, not what is extreme. To desire endless wealth or fame is a form of irrational passion that destroys tranquility. The sage knows when to stop acquiring, just as they know when to stop eating, for the health of the soul. In Buddhism, the second noble truth identifies tanha, craving, thirst, or clinging, as the cause of suffering. The endless feeling Lao Tzu describes is the very engine of tanha. The path to enlightenment involves cultivating santuti, contentment, the profound happiness of knowing what is enough, letting go of the need for more status, more praise, more things, is the very essence of liberation. In Indigenous philosophies, many traditions hold the sacred law of seventh generation stewardship. This principle dictates that every decision must be considered for its impact on the 7 generations to come. This is the ultimate antidote to keep on feeling. It forces a long-term perspective that recognizes the finite nature of the world and the danger of extracting or consuming without limit for immediate gain. In Greek tradition, the Delphic maxim, nothing in excess, meden agan, was carved into the temple of Apollo. The Greeks understood that hubris, excessive pride, overconfidence, and overreach was the fatal flaw that inevitably led to a hero's downfall. This is a spiritual spilling Lao Tzu warns of, where success breeds arrogance, which in turn triggers a catastrophic reversal. The ancient law of enough is our direct sabotage of the modern economic machine run by corporations, governments, religions, and institutions that profit from our dissatisfaction. Their entire system is built on one imperative: to make us forget what enough feels like. It pathologizes our contentment and sells us the solution to the anxiety it created. It needs us to believe that our value is contingent on our limitless growth, creating a world where a special group hoards mansions and unlimited resources, while our families live with meager means and no real chance to use our gifts for our community. This knowledge is suppressed because a person who knows when to stop is an economic heretic. We become terrible consumers. We become immune to the dopamine traps of social media, fame, and endless sales. We cannot be controlled by their politics of fear and scarcity because our sense of security becomes internal. When we derive status from our serenity and our connections, not our possessions, we become unmanageable to them. Our application of this wisdom is a radical act of collective defiance. Financially, we define enough. This is our most revolutionary financial plan. We choose a higher quality of life and time with our community over a higher quantity of money. We step back from the relentless pursuit of a higher salary if it costs us our peace, our families, or our health. Digitally, we reclaim our attention. These algorithms of the corporations are designed to keep our minds endlessly filled. We consciously step back. We decide we have consumed enough news, enough entertainment, enough validation for one day. We reclaim our collective attention for our own purposes. In our community, we build new systems. We create gift economies and skill sharing networks. These systems operate on our logics of sufficiency and reciprocity, not their logic of endless accumulation. They build our resilience by valuing what we can do for each other, breaking our cycle of working endlessly to buy things we don't need from corporations we don't even trust. The secret to our lasting legacy is not in how much we accumulate, but in the elegance with which we let go. Our true success isn't measured by the height of our pile, but by the peace in the space we create together. When we master the moment, we step back. We master our own liberation.